In this session, we will learn more about tables. Let's begin by customizing the table that we have already created. To do this, select the Table Design tab, go to the Table Style options here, and over here there are a couple of options that you can play around with. For example, I can remove the table headers. Usually we do not do that, but if you have a reason to do that, you can uncheck this. You can click this to get the total value of the sales here, for example. If you were to click this cell, and over here there are a couple of other options that are available to you. For example, you can count the number of sales that have been made. You can find averages and so on. You can also include banded rows. For example, if I click to uncheck this, the banded rows disappear. And if I check this, the banded rows appear again. Similarly, you can also create banded columns. So I'm going to uncheck this. You can also check this to bold your last column. And if you want to bold your first column, you may also do this. You may also remove the filter buttons by unchecking this box. So do explore the options that are available here. We can select data across columns or rows very easily. Hover your mouse over this column header over here until you see a black arrow. Do a left click and the entire data below this column header has been selected. If you were to click on it again, the column header and the data is also selected. You can now move your data across. And if I want to shift it back, simply wait until you get a four-headed arrow and put it back to where you want it. Do be careful that you do not overwrite your data. So for example, if I were to click this and move the data, you will notice that this data will be overridden. So let's try that. So let's undo that. Go to the Home tab and let's undo this. You can also move data across rows easily. So let's select this row here, move to the boundary of the row here, and you may move your data as such, and that's done. Replace data across rows with another set of data. So for example, I may select the data here and move to the boundary of the rows here and replace the data here with Medical. If I hit OK, that is replaced. So let's undo this. If you wish to select the data across the entire table, you simply go to the corner over here and get the diagonal black arrow, and you may select the data across the table. And if you wish to include the headers, you may also do that by clicking on the left mouse button one more time as such. Now, watch what happens to the column labels B to E over here. If I were to scroll down as such, you would notice that the column labels have now been replaced by the column headers. This will be very useful because you will be able to see what data falls under the respective headers over here. Take some time to practice some of these skills, and I will see you in the next session where I will share with you about pivot tables. Bye everyone.